TV series called 7th Street Theater.
It's different. It's not necessarily the
And providentially
Hello, this is Cheryl Ariaz Wicker with Christian Movie Connect, and we are with actor Alan Powell. I guess you're an actor. I mean, you just acted in a movie, right?
That's what they tell me, yeah.
Okay, well, you were just in the movie, The Song, in a starring role, but it's your very first acting role.
It is, yeah. You have to keep that quiet. You can't tell anybody.
We can't tell anybody.
No, it was a great experience. I've always been a fan, huge fan of film. I had a passion for film, and so the opportunity to be in this one was a privilege, and I'm so grateful.
Okay, so the movie is based on the Song of Solomon, and you play Solomon, the Solomon character, and but it is a musical. Mm-hmm. So you're a musician, sure. And that's kind of your entryway into this.
That's right. Yeah, I started in music, and I'm still in a band now called Anthem Lights, and so the opportunity to kind of put those two, arts together was something that was very intriguing to me, and I think also what kind of sets the film apart and makes it very, intriguing. So hopefully we pulled that off. I think we did.
Okay, great. And so I think it's kind of neat that when I found out about this, that I had an interview with you, and I'm like, wow, you actually auditioned for me in a movie.
That's true. Yeah, we almost worked together before. Yeah.
We almost did. I would have liked that.
We'll make it work. We'll find a way.
That's right. Okay, so tell me a little bit more about the storyline of the movie.
Sure. The song is about it's a modern day telling of the life of Solomon, and it's about a character named Jed who comes from his dad was really famous, kind of like David. As a matter of fact, he's named David in the film, and it's just about the perils of temptation and the meaning of life. He struggles in music, and then writes a song for his wife, falls in love, writes a song for his wife, and that song called The Song propels him to stardom. And then it's about the struggles of what really matters, and I think it's a message certainly that is applicable to all of us, regardless of where you are and what you're dealing with or what your life looks like. We all ask ourselves and need to ask ourselves and have to deal with the question of meaning. Is everything meaningless? And if not, then what should we really be focusing on? And that's kind of the arc of this character, and he goes through the ups and downs of that, and finally in the end, gratefully figures out what matters and how to emphasize that and how to prioritize that.
Good. So, was there something about the character that that you felt like you could relate to?
Yeah. Well, as a musician, being gone a lot when we first started as a band, I spent a lot of time on the road, and Jed certainly goes through that as well. And their struggles and fights with his wife about being gone too much, and those are things that I certainly have lived through and walked through. So to be able to relate on that level, but I do love thinking about life. That's one of the things that I really enjoy is kind of the philosophical side of our faith and theology and those sorts of things, and those are definitely things that Jed wrestles with. So for me, there was a lot of cross connection between me personally and the character.
Oh, what about the music? What kind of music do you normally do? And
yeah, that was a learning experience. I mean, I am a musician, but I typically do pop stuff, and this is not that. This is Americana. So I spent a lot of time listening to artists that I'd never listened to before. Kind of started where they would have started, on guys like Johnny Cash and Hank Williams, and then in the modern times, whether it was the Avett Brothers, Mumford & Sons, that kind of stuff. So really kind of engulfing myself in that genre so that it could sound authentic, when you deliver that as Jed. It's interesting, it was almost more difficult to transition, my voice and the style from a musical standpoint than it was as an actor.
So you think you might incorporate any of the style that you learned into your other music?
I don't think you can help it. I mean, once music has had an impact on you and kind of changed the way you hear music or certainly deliver music, I don't think you can help but in some way, whether you know it or not, transition how you create.
So how was your first acting experience?
I couldn't love it more, honestly. I look at the film now and certainly wish that I could go back and, do it again. It's one of those things. I mean, I'm a perfectionist, and so I wish that I could have done that better or, whatnot. But that was the time that God had called me to do that, and so hopefully he gave me the ability to do what I needed to do when I needed to do it. But I loved it. I mean, I absolutely got the bug, as they say, and have had the opportunity to do a couple films since then, and will continue to as long as the opportunities are there.
Okay. And why is your, faith, and why does your entertainment important to you as a part of expressing your faith?
that's what moves me. That's what inspires me. Film, music, and so the opportunity to hopefully inspire and motivate and make people ask difficult questions through the mediums that impact me is what really excites me. And I think, music and film are certainly some of, if not the most powerful mediums that we have as humans. So that to me is what's really exciting.
Well, great. Well, I look forward to seeing the movie, and thank you so much for spending some time with us, and maybe we'll work together someday.
Thank you.
All right. This is Cheryl Wicker with Christian Movie Connect. Have a good day.